So I received this comment on one of my latest videos and I wanted to share my thoughts on it. The whole comment was a lot and filled with misinformation, and I could go on and on for hours and just dissect every single sentence, but what I want to focus on is the part where this person says, "Don't let autism define you," um, because it does define me. That is the whole point of finding out you're autistic and learning that you are different from other people. It does define you, and it does define everything you experience, everything you think about, everything you react to. Like it's this is my brain. I have an autistic brain, and that shapes my entire world and how I'm going to interact with it. I think this person was coming from a good place and trying to say, like, don't let it hold you back. You're still the same person. Just because you have a diagnosis, that doesn't mean it changes you. Um, if you watch the video that this was related to, I wasn't really saying that because of the diagnosis I've changed my behaviors. It was more of, now that I'm in burnout and realize um, what I've been going through my entire life, I'm now making accommodations for myself to live a healthier lifestyle that benefits me and my needs, instead of just trying to push through it and pretend I'm I'm a non-autistic person. I have certain needs and I need certain accommodations that I didn't know I needed, and now that I know that about myself, I am going to be more accepting of what I can't change, and I'm gonna let things go that never really benefited me to begin with. For instance, I never enjoyed painting my nails. I liked the process of getting my nails painted, but I never enjoyed the smell. I never enjoyed the process of how long it took to dry, and as soon as they were on, I would pick at my nails because that's a stim of mine. So it was like a waste of time and a waste of money. So now that I know that I do that and why I do that, I'm not gonna waste time painting my nails. It never benefited me. Same with scented candles. Everyone has scented candles. Everyone loves like getting a new one and putting it around your house. I did too, but they always gave me really bad headaches and migraines. So now that I know that, I'm not going to keep them in my house because they make me sick, and I'm not going to continue to make myself sick. And for some autistics, they have masked so heavily that they actually don't know what their true personality is, because they have people pleased and masked to fit in with everyone they met, that they don't actually know what they like. They don't know what brings them joy. For me, yes, I have masked, and I've masked heavily, but deep down I have always known who I am. I've always known what I like and what I dislike. People get upset at me because I'm very opinionated and know what I want, and they think I'm stubborn or bossy or a bitch. But no, I just need things a certain way to make my life easier. And now that I know that, and that I'm not just being called mean names, I mean, I am, but that there's a reason for why I have to be so particular, I'm going to spend time finding things that bring me joy. Um, I've I've always known who I am, but I've let other people tell me that's wrong, and I've just kind of let my passions or interests I've let them go to appease others, and I've been more of a people pleaser than I thought, just to not cause drama, because that's what people say I do. But I'm not going to do that anymore, because I'm not creating drama. I'm creating a joyful life for me, and there's nothing wrong with that. Autistic and autism are very powerful words and very powerful labels that I am proud to have. The labels before I got, like I've mentioned, were bossy, Miss Know-It-All, perfectionist, always have to has it her way, I've got to stick up my butt, just horrible things. Now I would much rather be called autistic or an autistic person rather than all these other negative labels that people have given me through the years. I think I would have had a lot easier time had I had that label instead of all these negative labels that people have given me in my childhood and teenage years. I think it really would have shaped me into a different person going into my 20s. That's where I really struggled the most because I was trying to fit in and be someone I'm not. But had I known I was autistic, I think I would have been able to stand up for myself more and not put myself in situations that were harmful, and I would have been able to find people who actually did care about me. Like I said, having a brain that is autistic definitely shapes the entire world around me as far as how I interact with it and how I interpret it and how I show up daily. But I don't think you get a full picture of what it means to be autistic, which is why I wanted to have this channel, not just to talk about autism and discovering like who I actually am after all these years, but also I want to show my day-to-day life. It might not have to do with autism, specifically as far as like trying out minimalism, eating vegan, trying to create an intentional slow life, reading. Like those might not have anything to do with autism exactly, but they're my hobbies and my interests, and I want to show how I live my authentic autistic life on this channel. So it might seem like I'm all over the place sometimes on here because I have a lot of different things that I talk about, but I want you guys to get a full picture of what it means to be autistic, and not just me talking about my experiences, but like how I live my day-to-day life and like what brings me joy. I haven't seen anyone else who has done like a autism lifestyle vlog. I've seen a lot of people having educational channels about autism, which is fabulous. I've learned so much from other people on there and have discovered things about myself. But I wanted to show you like a full view of what it's like living in my life. So yeah, that is why we are going to be talking about several different topics on this channel, because that is my life. And I, for a long time, thought I had to shove things into a box and only talk about specific things and be very niche. But I don't want to. Like I wanna talk about all the things that bring me joy. So that's what we're gonna do. What else are we gonna talk about? Sorry, there's a really cute squirrel outside the window eating his nuts. Ooh. Let me see if I can show you. There you are. Hi, friend. We actually just hung a couple bird feeders out my office window. So we have a bunch of chickadees and squirrels visiting, but I love being surrounded by nature and wildlife, so that's one of the things we'll be talking about on here. So yeah, I just wanted to get on here and explain to you why autism does define me, because it's a very big thing, and not all autistic people might agree with that, and that's fine. Everyone has their own personal opinions. There's a saying that if you've met one autistic person, you've met one autistic person, because we are all so different. That is why it's a spectrum. That's why it's so important to educate yourself on all the different ways it can show up, because it's so vast and everyone's different, especially if you also have ADHD mixed in too. It definitely changes the dynamic. Like between me and one of my siblings who is probably also undiagnosed, we are vastly different, and it's just amazing to see the difference between two siblings that have it and then our parents that probably has it too, and then potentially a whole bunch of other people who have never been diagnosed in the family, but that is another story. Yeah, I don't really know how to end this. Autism does define me. Even before I knew I was autistic, I've always been autistic, and I've always had traits that were autistic. I just didn't know what they were, and now that I do know, it's huge. It's life changing. It might not seem like a diagnosis can change things. Yes, I am who I am. I've always been who I am, but knowing who you are, um, and what makes your brain work makes a huge difference on how you feel about yourself, um, and how you experience the world. It might completely change you, or it might stay the same. Everyone's different, and this is just how I live my life and what I've experienced. Yeah, I think that's about it. I hope this has been helpful. I will see you next week in the next video.